Jim,
he said in a dazed way.
what's the matter with you?
The tall soldier turned and, lurching dangerously, went on. The youth and the tattered soldier followed, sneaking as if whipped, feeling unable to face the stricken man if he should again confront them. They began to have thoughts of solemn ceremony. There was something rite-like in these movements of the doomed soldier, and there was a resemblance of him in the devotee of a mad religion.
Try that again, please.
Okay. And there was a resemblance in him to a devotee of a mad religion, blood-sucking, muscle-wrenching, bone-crushing.
Get the picture? Like some way off tribal religion somewhere where they suck blood and take drugs and do weird things, marching or just on a trip. Okay.
They were awed and afraid. They hung back lest he have at command a dreadful weapon. At last they saw him stop and stand motionless. Hastening up, they perceived that his face wore an expression telling that he had at last found the place for which he had struggled. His spare figure was erect. His bloody hands were quietly at his side. He was waiting with patience for something that he had come to meet. He was at the rendezvous. They paused and stood expectant. There was a silence. Finally, the chest of the doomed soldier began to heave with a strange motion. It increased in violence until it was as if an animal was within and was kicking and tumbling furiously to be free. This spectacle of gradual strangulation made the youth writhe.
Right.
And once, as his friend rolled his eyes, he saw something in them that made him sink wailing to the ground. He raised his voice in a last supreme call.
Jim! Jim! Jim!
The tall soldier opened his lips and spoke. He made a gesture.
Leave me be. Don't touch me. Leave me be.
There was another silence while he waited. Suddenly his form stiffened and straightened. Then it was shaken by a prolonged ague.
Thank you. Go ahead.
He stared into space. To the two watchers, there was a curious and profound dignity in the firm lines of his awful face. He was invaded by a creeping strangeness that slowly enveloped him.
No, you said it right, enveloped.
Okay. For a moment, the tremor of his legs caused him to dance a sort of hideous hornpipe. His arms beat wildly about his head in an expression of imp-like enthusiasm. His tall figure stretched itself to its full height. There was a slight rendering sound. There was a slight rendering sound.
Not rendering.
Rending.
Yeah, rending sound. Then it began to swing forward, slow and straight, in the manner of a falling tree. A swift muscular contortion made the left shoulder strike the ground first. The body seemed to bounce a little way from the earth.
God.
Said the tattered soldier. The youth had watched spellbound the ceremony at the place of meeting. His face had been twisted into an expression of every agony he had imagined for his friend. He now sprang to his feet and, going closer, gazed upon the paste-like face. The mouth was open and the teeth showed in the laugh. As the flap of the blue jacket fell away from the body, he could see that the side looked as if it had been chewed up by wolves. The youth turned, with sudden livid rage, toward the battlefield. He shook his fist. He seemed about to deliver a fiddlepick.
Hell.
The red sun was pasted in the sky.
Okay, so Henry just watched Jim Conklin die, and that was pretty graphic, wouldn't you say? Could you see it? Can you see the man going into, and that's the point of reading, is to envision, to see. That's the point of language, is to help us to imagine. That had to be a traumatic experience. To watch that man take his last breath and fall over like a dead tree. That's his friend, his closest friend from home. This isn't just a wartime buddy, which is a strong bond. This guy, he knew, and they were friends prior to joining this regiment, and he just watched him die. Have you ever watched anybody die? Any of you? It's almost a surreal experience. And you never forget it. It's like, oh, that was weird. Strange. Anytime. This is how memories get embedded forever. Anytime an experience, anything that you have activates both your right and left hemispheres of your brain, your thinking and your feeling hemispheres. It will emblazon that image on your mind, on your psyche forever. If you've been in an accident, car accident, or you've had a traumatic accident as a kid, or if you ever watch somebody die, you're in a flood, in a fire, anything in which you felt like your life was in danger, it'll be there forever. So we can't forget that at the end of chapter 9, Henry now has a new image that emblazoned in his mind. And that's watching Jim Conklin topple like a felled fir tree. And mounts. From here on, we need to read with that in mind, okay? You need to keep this in mind. Not only has he been in his first battle, not only has he run from his first battle, but he just lost his best friend. He's deader than a doornail, and he watched it happen. Okay? Pick it up tomorrow. We're way behind.
Our paper due.
You gotta move it.
Papers due Monday. Worksheet is due Monday.
Procrastination to its finest.
You know why?
Before any day.
You know why it's due Monday?
Because you have to do our papers this weekend.
Who's that girl? What are you doing like? And Scotty, extras.
No, different.
I'll fail again.
Everybody say hi to Riley.
Hi, Riley. I'll talk to you tonight.
That's not creepy.
Wait, I can do it. Oh.